And amid escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan after Pahalgam terror attack, US Vice President Vance said he hoped Pakistan, to the extent that they are responsible, cooperates with India in hunting down terrorists that sometimes operate in their territory. Vance's statements are in line with those of US State Department. On Thursday, Department stated that US stands strong with India against terrorism and PM Modi has our full support. So how should India view and what should be the overall made of a US Vice President statement? We try to decode this evening, and today we have our esteemed guest Ashok Sajjanhar, former ambassador. A very good evening to you, Mr. Sajjanhar. First of all, we can start by asking: should India ignore this? Should India ignore this kind of statements made by Vance, and should India ignore its appeal for this kind of appeal?
Okay, let me put it this way. Now, first, thank you for having me on your show. Let me put it this way. I think India needs to engage with all international actors, all international players. United States is an important actor. It's an important player. It's also an important partner as far as India is concerned. So India needs to engage with all that. Having said that, India should do what it has to do, what it needs to do. It should not wait for any international approval or concurrence that if they agree, then only we are going to be taking any action against Pakistan. We should do what we need to do, what we have to do. And that, I think, has been stated very clearly by the Prime Minister that we are going to hunt these terrorists who are behind this attack, and also the people who are hiding behind the screens, जो पर्दे के पीछे हैं और जो इसको इस सब को शय दे रहे हैं. We have to get to them also. So that India has to do, irrespective of whether, whoever says what. And but on the side, in parallel, we need to continue to engage with them. And in addition, of course, there are many other things that we need to do, as your reporters were saying about the overground workers that are there operational. So at many levels, we have to operate. But on this particular aspect, the question that you asked me, definitely India, I'm sure our defense chiefs, our service chiefs are looking at that, what needs to be done, when does it need to be done. And I'm sure appropriate action will be taken at the appropriate time.
Mr. Sajjanhar, a point here comes that the same US which was supporting Israel for bombing Gaza, for killing Palestinians, maybe in defense only, now is giving some advice to India, or maybe a contrary advice to India.
No, I don't think it's a contrarian advice. I think you see there are wars going on in the world. No one wants another full-out war, and particularly full-out war between two countries which have nuclear weapons with them. So no one really wants that. And even as far as India is concerned, India would also not like a full-out war as far as Pakistan is concerned. We would like to teach them a lesson. We would like to sort of, launch an attack against Pakistan, which will sort of inflict so much of punishment on them, so that they don't dare to think about launching such attacks in future. But we are not looking for an all-out war. It is not that we are sort of, with boots on the ground and everything, we are going to attack them. So I can understand where the United States is also coming out from. And I think it is in tune with what India's position also is, that we do not want an all-out war. So that is what I think that is what must be the dilemma as far as our own political and military leadership is concerned, as to what exactly do we need to do so that this thing does not, meaning it can escalate, it can go on up to a point, but definitely it does not lead to an all-out war. And this is a decision that our political and our defense leadership will have to take.
Mr. Sajjanhar, but this time it's been a week, and no major headway has been made when it comes to probing. No particular thing we have reached at. NIA is definitely taken over. How is this attack different from earlier attacks?
You see, because it is basically one, it came within a week after what the army chief of Pakistan had said, Asim Munir, that Muslims are very different from Hindus, and Pakistan, the struggle of its independence that should not be forgotten, and this, etc., etc. So I think it came after that, and then it was they identified who were Hindus, and they were killed in that attack. So, that is very, very different. It is an attempt to sow discord and dissension amongst the communities in India, amongst the Hindus and Muslims in India. And we'll need to ensure that that doesn't happen, that the communal harmony and amity and cordiality amongst amongst the Hindus and Muslims, that continues to stay very strong as far as our domestic affairs are concerned. And so this is something that we have to, in terms of, as I said, the message has to go out very clearly. The pain that has to be, the punishment that has to be inflicted on Pakistan has to be of a nature that it doesn't ever think about getting onto this path of inflicting any terrorist attack on India.
Mr. Sajjanhar, one last question to you. India earlier cooperated with Pakistan in 26/11 attack, Pathankot attacks. Even during Pathankot, NIA team from Pakistan came to India, and thereafter there is no conclusion of that. How can this time India agree to Pakistan's appeal, other nations, maybe Pakistan when it wants a neutral probe? Because India cooperated earlier, and till now, till today, there is no conclusion on that.
No, absolutely. I think 26/11, it said, Ajmal Kasab did not belong to Pakistan. We know that it has been in a mode of denial. Whether it is in the attacks, terrorist attacks that took place in the 1990s, it is 26/11. We went out of the way to invite even the ISI officials to India after the Pathankot attack. Even as far as Uri is concerned, they said complete denial. Even as far as the Pulwama attack is concerned, they said they had no role to play. So I think we cannot expect that anything, Pakistan's involvement in any way will be helpful. So absolutely, that is why India has not at all taken seriously what Pakistan has been saying, that we are willing to get into an getting into an investigation, an impartial investigation, which China has also supported. Because we know that come what may, Pakistan is not, will be in a denial mode, and it will not never accept that it has been involved. But it's, the manner in which this attack took place, and all these people, at least 2 or 3 of them have been identified as being, from Pakistan and from the Lashkar-e-Taiba. So, that is very, very clear as far as we are concerned. The world might say whatever it wants to say, but I think India needs to take action, because India is the aggrieved party. Sumit.
Right. So it's irony written all over it when Pakistan is asking for a neutral probe. Once again, when it has not concluded the probes of 26/11 or Pathankot attacks. Thank you very much, Mr. Sajjanhar, for joining us this evening.